Okay, morning again and welcome back to Tippo TV. Hopefully you've been watching plenty of videos from the average golfer over this last, well, I don't know, 2 or 3 days. I've never seen so many products come out at once, and it continues again with Ping. It is their G700 Iron, brand new one to the market this, and G700 is classed as a game improvement iron. Certainly very much sleek in its looks, and interested to see some of the tech spec on this. Starting with its hollow body construction in this club, increases face flexing to achieve a higher trajectory with enhanced power and sound. Extreme perimeter weighting within this iron, both on toe and shaft weights, and also heel and toe weighting. Basically looking at delivering a balanced CG location for each iron. Interesting one here, forgiving sole design. Once again, this enabling better turf interaction. That's interesting. That's a claim that, again, and something that we've seen in the production of a number of clubs. These things are once again, and interesting from Pingy, extremely strongly lofted. So let's have a look, see what we've got in terms of the 7 iron as an example. So standard spec 7 iron, 29.5 degrees loft. I think I've only seen the M2s as being stronger lofted than that, but you can get the club in a power spec, and power spec the 7 iron comes in 28 degrees of loft. So this is all about what I'm going to find out very, very quickly, and we've seen in some of the other irons, although they're lofted very strong, have they been able to get the ball launching very high still? And that's the sort of the balance that a lot of manufacturers have struck. So it'll be interesting to see how this performs. Does it get that ball high and out there, and also getting plenty of distance at the same time, and helping the average golfer? We're going to find out very soon. We're going to move the camera, hit some golf balls, stop waffling, and see how this thing performs in the hands of the average golfer. Okay, before we go any further, we'll talk about the looks of this golf club, and I think it's very, very interesting what Ping have done here. Expecting this G700 iron to maybe follow in the footsteps of the look of the G400 iron, it doesn't do that at all. It looks very similar to the iBlade, and that is a strange thing. So from an iBlade that was designed with looks of perhaps a player's iron, to then transfer that into the body of a game improvement iron is quite interesting, and I think it's a very, very classy looking golf club, and especially, like I said, in that game improvement market where sometimes things get a little bit bulky, perhaps a little bit ugly at times, but they've managed to create a very refined look on this G700 iron. The top line itself, when you have a close look at it, yes, it is quite thick, but what they've done very cleverly is within the colourings and the shadings of this top line, and the way it's shaped off, it doesn't look too bulky when it's sat behind the ball, so that's not off-putting at all. It's, as you'd expect, a slightly wider sole than a player's iron, and again, there's a nice high chrome finish with a Ping logo, and other than that, it's very minimalistic in its looks and design. It's a classy looking golf club, this is. I've got to say, in terms of game improvement irons, this is as good as it's looked for a long time, to be honest with you. Anyway, enough of that. This is what we want. How's it perform? Super high ball flight. So once again, the first thing I will say without saying any data on a launch monitor is that straight away you see that launch. So yes, it's strongly lofted, but that ball is getting fired straight up there, and a great ball flight for a 7 iron. Quite surprising first number. Well, literally, I mean, you get to these numbers as I do, glove off, just finished it in these golf balls, and I'm a bit blown away by what's going on with golf clubs at the minute. In terms of irons, I mean, gee, these are just absolute power bats. It's incredible as to how far these things go. Now listen, before anyone jumps on it, I know not everything is about distance, especially with the irons, it's all about accuracy, so don't get me wrong, but that's my first reaction. I've just come from over there, sat down here, And the first thing I will tell you is just wow, how far do these things go? That's incredible. I'll look at the spin number now, because there'll be lots of critique about why they go so far but the spin number is low, and the loft is ridiculously strong. Yes, we know all that, but that's my first reaction. How are they achieving this? I've never hit irons that far in my entire life, man. It's incredible. Anyway, let's get into these numbers. So what I hit there was, I started off with a 7 iron, doing my regular review, which I always hit 7 iron. So it's a good comparable club to use. That's what everyone sends in general. But then I went on to hit 5 iron, because I thought I'll have to pick out the 5 iron and see what goes on with this thing, because the 7 iron was going that far. What does a 5 iron do? Anyway, it starts at the beginning. Averages are thrown out a little bit, like I said, because of the fact that I carried on and ruined things by hitting a 5 iron, but there you go, I was having fun. So first 5 shots are with 7 iron. I'll work out my averages. So spin, I don't know, 4 and a 4.2, 4.3. Someone get the calculator out, but that's what I'm looking at in terms of where it's at in terms of spin. And then carry distance, we had longest, let's have a look. This is just incredible. Longest carry was 186 with a 7 iron, and the shortest carry was 172, and it was the poorest strike as well, so it was a million miles off that one. The other 4 group in between 178 and 186. I think that's a fair old decent number in terms of, again, lots of people be worried about dispersion with this club in terms of front to back, in terms of yardages, but I think, like I said, look at those 4 shots, that's quite decent grouping. I hit the ball again reasonably well. Few leaked out right, so 3 of those balls out to the right hand side, but that's not a million miles from centre of fairway. But believe me, they're not too far off centre of the fairway. We're very much focused and zoomed in on this screen at the moment. Unbelievable. So the spin number being a little bit low, maybe that's the critic you're going to get. And then we've got carry distance in and around, overall distances maybe in and around that sort of, I don't know, what is it, 190 odd yardages and longer again. Interesting launch number there, anything from 21 up to 23.5 in terms of launch. And again, that's a number. What I'll tell you in terms of what I've seen is that ball again, strongly lofted club, ball launching absolutely straight up there, and it's interesting to see, and I will take these out on the course to once again to see steep land angle. Are these things, even though it's a low spinning club, are these still coming down at such a steep angle of descent? Are they stopping and holding greens? And I will do that video a bit later on, but this is a first look at these things. And then, like I said, what is it, the last 4 shots with 5 iron, what did we get up to there? Let's just go to, so spin number last 4 shots, 3.8 highest, 3.1 lowest, so I don't know, 3,500 spin on a 5 iron. So you're dropping off perhaps 1,000 revs there in terms of spin, where you'd like to be at, for me at least anyway. But carry distances, shortest being 195, longest 2 carry distances at 210 with a 5 iron. Absolutely monstrous. And believe me, again, my reaction from looking what I'm seeing out there in the range where this ball is flying to, they're absolutely huge things, let me tell you. Launch stayed pretty consistent once again, and as I say all the time with these things, strongly lofted, but absolutely firing up there into orbit and coming down at a steep angle of attack. Now then, they're the numbers. I've tried to be as real as I can in terms of sitting straight back down and giving you my automatic response rather than anything too rehearsed and going through numbers and getting some ideas. That's as I've literally hit it and seen it. Great looking club. Slight issue for me would be, where am I going with that? Slight issue for me would be sort of feel and sound. That would be my the thing that I would be critical about. I'm not a lover of the sound and feel of these clubs. That was the issue that I had. Nothing major, but if I was being critical, and again, somebody who loves forged clubs, I suppose, once again, it's always going to be my compromise if I was to move to this style of club. So that's the only critical point I would have. But in terms of overall performance and people who just want to get a golf club in their hand, get a bit of assistance, a bit of forgiveness, or a lot of forgiveness, a lot of assistance, these clubs are superb. Go out and try them. You'll enjoy your game a bit more if you get a set of clubs like this in your hand. I don't care about how strongly lofted they are. Get it and whacking a few balls out there on that golf course and get a smile on your face, because that's what they've just done for me. Anyway, that's the G700 irons from Ping. If you like the video, thumbs up. I keep saying it's a repeated message. Subscribe if you don't already. Do all them things. But most of all, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you very, very soon on Upload TV. Thanks for watching.